Hello, and this is a tutorial for a mug cozy that we're making today. This one's been made with a Suzette stitch. You can see how beautiful the texture is. We do not use any buttons, we are just using the crochet, so other than sewing in our ends, that's all we need to do. I will put some links into where you can get hold of the yarn that I've used and the hook that I've used. They may be affiliate links, some of my links are affiliate links, but if they are, it will not cost you any more to purchase the product than if you bought it without an affiliate link. And it does help me to support, it does help to support me to be able to continue to do tutorials. So this is what we're going to make, and I hope that you enjoy trying it out. So to make the mug cozy, we are using, well, I'm using this Drops U8, which is an Aran weight cotton. I'm using light denim because that's what the group chose, and I am using a 4.5mm hook because I want it to be a little tighter. It you can use a 5, you could even use a 5.5, particularly if you are a loose crocheter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Happy Hooker mug and I am going to make a cover for this. So the stitch I'm using is the Suzette stitch. Now, for anybody that doesn't know the stitch, this will be good for a tutorial for it as well as for the mug cover. However, you can use any stitch. What you're looking to do is to follow along to be able to make your own mug cover. Now, my mug cover is obviously going to be adapted to the size of my mug, and that's what I will talk through as we're doing this. So I want a chain that is going to go around my mug, but I want it to be able to fit fairly tightly, so I probably want it to get to about this sort of section here, so it's not quite on the handle, and I want it to be fairly tight, but bearing in mind I probably will need to just have a little bit of extra room. So I am chaining, and I want an even chain. So I need a number, should I say, of chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. See how that fits. I think that might be all right. I'm just going to hold on to that. Right, I'm going to stick with that and we'll see how that goes. I'm tempted to go down to 30, but I'm not going to. So now what we're going to do is we are going to be placing and just using single crochets and double crochets. So I'm going to go into the second chain from my hook, and I'm going to place into it a single crochet followed by a double crochet. Can you hear that helicopter? Oh. Then we're going to miss a chain, and we're going to go deciding whether or not it needs to break. We're going to do the same thing, so a single crochet followed by a double crochet. And miss a chain and do the same, and that's what we do all the way along to the end. So a single crochet followed by a double crochet. Okay, so I am going to carry on and work that through to the end, and I will see you in a moment. Okay, so I'm almost at the end. Pull that out a bit. And I'm coming to the last 2 stitches I've got, as I have been doing all along. I'm going to miss the that stitch and going to the last one, and I am still going to do a single crochet and a double crochet into that. Okay, so that is our first row of stitches. I'll double check to see where we are around there. That's pretty much bang on for mine. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is we're going to turn the row by chaining 1, and the first stitch is the double crochet from the previous round, and the second stitch is a single crochet from the previous round. And from here on in, we are always going to work into the single crochet, and in that single crochet we're going to continue to do the same pattern of single crochet, double crochet. So effectively we're going to be going into the smaller of the stitches, missing the double crochet, and then keep on going into that single crochet all the way along. So I'll do a couple to show you, and then I'll finish the row off, and you'll start to see the pattern that comes up, which to my mind is really lovely. It's probably one of my favourite patterns from a texture point of view. One, because it's quite straightforward, so it can be quite meditative and calming, because you're using a repeat pattern, but 2, because it is just so beautiful. Oh, to my mind it's beautiful anyway. So again, I'm missing the first stitch, I'm going into the second, which is a single crochet, and again I am placing my single crochet, I've already chained 1, remember, and my double crochet. Okay, I'm going to do that all the way along again. So this time I will see you at the end to show you the pattern, and then I'll give you further instructions. And here we are again, back at the end, and I'm going into, so when we come to the end, you can see now the next stitch is the double crochet, so you can see how easy it would be to think that you were going into there, but you're actually going into this very last one. That's the chain, or what would be the chain, and that's this one here. Let me just get a needle. So this is the chain here, and then this is the single crochet, so that's what we're going to go into. So we're going to go in and we're going to place our last single crochet and double crochet into here. Okay, and then hopefully you can start to see that the texture of this stitch gives almost like sort of like a staggered effect, which is lovely. Now my mug is straight, so I am going to continue up to the height that I want it to be. If you have a mug that isn't straight, you would need to do either an increase, which was probably easier, so start at the bottom of your mug and then do a slight increase as you go up. It will stretch, so you might find that you don't need to, particularly with the way that we're going to be placing it onto the mug. We're not going to use any buttons. We are just going to use the crochet itself, the crochet panel itself. You can use any stitch you want to make this particular mug cover. All you're doing is doing rows backwards and forwards until you've got the right size for your mug. So I will carry on until it's the right size, and then I shall be back to you. All right, now here we are back with, I have completed 8 rows, which for me, I'm quite happy with that. I don't want it to be too thick, so you want to be able to drink from the rim. So that for me is good to go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about how we are going to get this to fit onto our mug. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to make a chain that comes from this end and comes into this end, and then what we'll do is we will wrap that chain around the handle. Okay, so I'm just going to start chain 2, I'm going to guess at 10. No, I'm going to go 12. No reason for it to be even, just so. I'm going to do now is I'm going to place that there and then bring that under. So you can see that's going to, sorry, no you can't see, now you can see. That's going to be a little bit too tight, so that's 12. So I think I'm going to go for 16. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now I'm going to join that chain right down to the bottom. So I'm going into the very first section at the bottom. Right, so I'm just going to pull that through so I can just check the fitting. So hopefully you can see now what I'm trying to achieve. So I've got 8 rows and then that was 16 chains to get it round. So you want to do that same measurement and think about how does that fit for you. So this is going to go around there. That goes around quite nicely for mine. Hopefully you can see that. Now, when you are making yours up, this is where you want to make a decision. Am I just going to leave it as a chain? Am I happy with that? Or do I want to crochet around that chain? Do I want that to look a little bit neater or not? Entirely up to you. I don't think it looks particularly bad. And to be fair, I'm quite happy with this. I did think I was going to stitch around it, but I quite like that chain. So I think I'm going to leave that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to single crochet across this bottom section, and then I can do another chain here, and then I will single crochet across that top section. So let's do that. So remembering I had 16 chains because I want to repeat that at the other end. Now, so I'm in the original chain I'm working into now. I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to put a stitch in each one all the way along. I'm going to do my single crochet in there, and then I'm going to chain my 16 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Now I'm going to do the same thing in that I am going to make sure I slip stitch to the first single crochet, it is in this one. Okay, and then I'm just going to double check. There's no reason why it wouldn't fit. Yeah, that's a nice fit again. And I don't think it needs, hopefully you can see, I don't think it needs that single crochet across the top. So I suppose this is down to you, isn't it? Whether you do it or not. No, I'm going to do, after saying all that, I'm going to do the single crochet across the top and then see what it looks like all together and put onto the mug itself. Alright then, so the last two, 1, 2. I'm going to just pull a slip stitch through that side panel there. Cut that off. Right, so let's see how this fits now. So one goes this way, then it wraps round. The other one goes like this, and then you have a really nice fitting. Let me just lift that up a little bit. So you have now a really nice fitting mug cozy. Okay, so there we are. That's our mug cover finished. I hope you love it. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. I'd like to hear any feedback, and if you make anything, then please share that as well. I am a very small channel, you'll see from my numbers, very small, but I am trying to do a video every week, so please do subscribe, and then you'll be able to keep up to date with all of the videos that come up. And if you think it's something that your friends would like to see, then please feel free to share with them as well.